Welcome to your Magic Moon message. This is the Peace Dealer, fresh haircut. You know what it is. The moon is in Aquarius. It is just passed over Pluto, and the sun has made its final Kazemi to Uranus and Taurus. I want to commend you and congratulate you for making it through this tough Taurus season. I know the full moon was very intense for a lot of you. It was squaring Pluto. This is not birth pangs, but this is your body that is catching up to speed to all of the awakening and all of the shifting that has happened at a deeply cellular level within you over years, with which is having you outgrow old mannerisms, old physiological constructs and sequences auto nervously within you. These growing pains, these ascension symptoms will feel like dying. They're gonna feel like you're letting go of a facet of you that was anchored in this old world, as this new world coding is literally being embedded with Saturn 29 degrees in Pisces. So we're gonna have the sun 29 degrees in Pisces. The beautiful thing about this is the moon's gonna go into Pisces. The sun is just gonna shift out of Taurus into Gemini, and then we're gonna have the moon Pisces, sun Gemini, washing machine, changing our perspective so that we can come into this final activation of the word. In about a week from now, we're going to begin a magic word workshop in the new moon ceremony, where now that the instant manifestation protocol is complete, we're at the last cycle of this. Next year, we're going to have the Sun Saturn conjunction in Aries and Sun Uranus in Gemini. All right, Sun Pluto in Aquarius. By the time we come into Gemini season, we will be applying this quality of instant manifestation, where during the workshop, you're going to pick one word. For me, it's going to be almighty. For you, it could be limitless. One word that you'll say that when you say it, it instantly manifests whatever it is you want. You can already begin practicing now. What do I mean by that? My entire vocabulary that Jupiter and Gemini has expanded since May of last year is now going to be processed throughout the next month, reprogramming our brains to substitute and replace every input command with a magic word. So instead of thinking, I want to have a meatloaf sandwich in the most luxurious way, you know what I'm saying? I could just say satisfied, because I know that eating meatloaf in a sandwich form with barbecue sauce on it, I'm just saying whatever, is going to give me a feeling of satisfaction. And instead of just thinking that sequence, I can just say satisfied. And now I am applying the quality of instant manifestation released through the word satisfied to mean that sentence, and I'm instantly manifesting this. We're going to build the neural pathways. So it's not about saying it and expecting something to happen. It's taking this quality of instant manifestation we have completed, and we're going to, through Gemini, create words with which can release these intentions. We're going to build this in our neural pathways, and by the end of Gemini season, you already start to see breakthrough. I promise you, in a short 2 weeks, should you just continue to use your own crafted magic words, which we've been doing for years, but you're going to see further supernatural breakthrough of, you're going to start to notice, even as soon as now, whenever I say this word, this happens. This is now a practical wizardry. This is a practical application of magic that's not woo-woo and doesn't just come out your lap. You have to be practicing your Wingardium Leviosa spells in the forest. You weren't with me shooing in the gym before you see Harry Potter just bringing out his wand and just saying that magic word. Wizards like us, we in the forest listening to the trees. Wingardium Leviosa! Wingardium Leviosa! Wingardium Leviosa! You all ain't really practicing y'all magic spells in the forest over and over with that good repetition. Y'all just watch these movies with these magicians in school already practicing, see them do the magic word. You think it's supposed to happen that easy. You need to connect your brain's processing to your body's quality, so this Taurus Gemini mind-body connection, earth air sign, through repetition can break this through, so that by the time we're done in Gemini season, you just gonna be like, water cup, boom, and then someone's like, hey, I have water, who wants? Like, you're gonna be that on point. You already have had synchronicities, you've already had instant manifestation moments. Now we're stepping in with 29 degrees Pisces, finishing the protocol of this karmic cycle. Jargon. It's gonna go into Aries, and we're going to start to simulate this new world order cycle. Retrograde back into Pisces, so that, of course, Rockstar can get GTA 6 ready, and then boom, we're gonna go into 2026 World War 6, World War 3. That's crazy. World War 3, chill. But like, you know, chill World War 3. Don't just pop off right now. We want to enjoy this summer, please. That being said, why this is significant is this is here. The moon in Aquarius beforehand is awakening. It is awakening this final understanding, knowledgeable, supernatural, cosmic understanding of the quality you have completed. And I love this because we started this transit with the moon in Aquarius 1 degree and Taurus 1 degree. Now we're revisiting everything we know about what we're worth after we've broken through this final protocol, after Saturn has finished its karmic cycle. All right, making this unlike any Taurus season we've ever had. The 27 degree conjunction sextile Saturn in Pisces is bringing to a full, complete materialization and finality the unconventional and extra dimensional. Extra meaning outside of the physical, out of this dimension, right? That your body is naturally processing. Which now the Uranian element of this is a quantum Planck length level. So it's not anything, you're dealing with processing coding that's happening like so many times a second before your brain can even process. So we're taking like 8-7 years of this development, and now it's going to begin to just flashbang and bring you more conscious awareness of this for the first time. And that's really going to go over a lot of this, weird in-between world feeling that you've been feeling. You want to really congratulate yourself for making it through a lot of this intensity. A lot of you've been getting jumped by the collective vibrationally with Pluto and Aquarius, feeling it going out, not because you're a victim, but because you standing in your own individuality, not conforming to groupthink, makes you a threat. And you're not a loser, you're not a coward. So you've been taking it. Pause. You've been withstanding this pressure, but not letting it fold you. You do the folding. You don't fold. We fold and close here. Jesus Christ. All right. So yes, the reason why that's significant, moon over Pluto, this supernatural awakening is going to induce a much more unconventional, radical, unique quality of aligning your physiology to the intangible nature of your intentions, crystallizing it with the earth quality of Taurus, allowing for much more smoother and, with Uranus, instant manifestations. The key to this is Saturn in Pisces, that is crystallizing the intangible nature of your imagination and belief systems at a final level, where everything you're meant to believe that will constitute this hardware of the supernatural function, meaning that it is beyond what is naturally capable. This is everything science says is fantasy and sci-fi, by the way. So for those of you who are having precognitive dreams and you wake up and the dream happens, you know that it's what science is telling you is bullshit. It's not fantasy, it's real life. Okay, so you're constructing this hardware that will be the imagination function for you to actually understand. If you think about why Einstein, if you think about why some of the brightest scientific minds have Pisces energy, Terrence Howard, who's taking risks to challenge science, albeit a lot of what they say sounds delusional, because what they're doing is they're breaking the boundary of previous rules. Einstein was wrong about certain scientific understandings, but it didn't take away from his genius, because Pisces are the imagination that comes after knowledge of Aquarius. It's a delusional sign, but it's actually one of the most genius zodiac signs, because you have to have high level knowledge to now know what to imagine that hasn't been created yet. This is why he has so much patents. These are the highest divine awarenesses and metaphysical intelligences that collectively we're all tapping into, so that this could be the framework with which, relative to a whole era's worth of knowledge, both good and bad, we have more to imagine with. It's like updating our hardware and software that allows us to imagine forward. The best way I can say this is, with a limited lack of knowledge, you can't imagine what a horse would look like, versus if you were now told this is what a horse is, you will have more of an idea of what to imagine with. So, the purpose of that with Saturn, that is anchoring your illusions in integrity so they're not delusions, is it's structuring the nature of your imagination to align with real facts. So you're not just making shit up, but you're allowing your imagination to fill in the blanks with everything Virgo has analyzed it's real, so that you can enhance your reasoning capability. All of that, as this goes into Aries, is going to sequence everyone born late 95, 96, 97, 98, and moving forward to come of age, where they're going to create the new world in their own vibration. Gem Beta, the Pluto Aquas are being born, the diabolical alien babies that y'all are having and giving birth to for some reason. Like, they're not going to really cause mutiny in your family by the time they're 2 and their super psychic alien powers awaken, and they're not going to listen to you, and they're going to basically just like take over from your own family and home. Y'all are giving birth to these kids. And then the Pluto Capricorns and Sages, which are crash outs and dictators. Like, the Pluto Capricorn 2008 to 2024 is a whole generation of dictators. Like, you gave birth to dictators, and none of these kids are going to listen to you. Like, some of you have Pluto Sag kids that are already rebelling because they're not meant to. You know what I'm saying? They're here to create a whole new world. So they're coming of age, 95 to 2008, and this is a whole new era we're stepping into. I know I'm sounding funny or sarcastic. This is a global issue. It's a global issue, and it doesn't have to be a bad issue. It's a thing. It's a pressing thing, and it's coinciding with a supernatural awakening of potential that is left vague on purpose, because over the rest of the decade, we're gonna fill in the blanks of how we integrate a real scientific basis of this out of theory and into reality through us. Okay, I'm not gonna sound any less crazy, but I do want to give you this daily coverage. So when the moon goes into Pisces and we come into this game-changing transit, you're getting ready to now apply this awakening of physiological quality with Pluto and Aquarius, 20-year cycle of supernatural awakening. So at a supernatural quality, which means like sci-fi shit, for real, right? The whole of this moon Aquarius is going to help you understand the final knowledge of what you're worth and what you can begin to really do. You should feel it in your quality. This is a harvest coming into completion. So congratulations. Everything you've had to feel has brought you to this point. You're harvesting. You're coming into the rewards. You're knowing your worth. All right. And this at the final level is going to be directly applicable. And you're going to start to shift your mindset as we go into Gemini, as the moon will square all the Taurus placements, especially Uranus, and of course the sun 29 degrees. And we come into that final axiom, it's going to sextile Saturn in Pisces, or it's going to semi-sextile Saturn in Pisces, giving you that final understanding of what you no longer need to know, because your beliefs have allowed you to anchor this knowledge and create further, be able to see what is beyond what can be, how our imagination can create greater solutions, but also be put in check with analysis in case we're coloring too outside the lines. Okay. And yeah, I mean, the opposition to Mars and Leo is also going to help you understand how this knowing of your worth allows you socially to still stand your ground, and with this whistleblower energy, not back down, because now you're reaffirming what you know you're worth in a collective or society that wishes to undermine that because you don't conform with their beliefs. You don't fit within their program. Okay. Anyway, congratulations. We are done with Taurus season, which, you know, some of us call pre-Gemini season, kind of like the way that Cancer is really just pre-Leo season. We love you, Taurus. We love you. Happy birthday, Taurus. You feel me? It's all good. Y'all really held it down for 8 years. I think, you know, no, it's sad how people won't appreciate how you guys single-handedly brought independent media and journalism to where it's at today, but you will never be, you know, you will never be forgotten. Y'all did your thing. Gemini, you up next, baby. And really take stock of everything you're ready to manifest at a much more instant quality and what you're worth. And peace.